Welcome to What Dwells Beneath, the podcast where we chase the shadows, the stories that make your skin prickle and your pulse race. I'm your host, Perzival, joined by my producer, Neku, and our research assistant, Cryptid, who's probably gearing up for our next episode in some creepy archive right now. If you're new here, we're all about true crime and paranormal tales that stick to you like swamp mud. Stories that make you question what's lurking out there, watching from the dark. Tonight, we're venturing into the Louisiana Bayou, where cypress trees claw the sky and the night hums with secrets. We're hunting the Loup Garou, the Cajun werewolf, a cursed beast born of sin and darkness. Is it a monster of flesh and bone, a demon stalking the swamps, or a myth we've spun to face the darkness we can't name? Grab your headphones, kill the lights, and step into the bayou with us. This one's gonna get wild. Now, I want you to imagine this. You're alone in the Louisiana Bayou, standing on a broken and decaying dock, the air heavy with rot and moss. It's past midnight, the moon choked by clouds, casting splintered shadows on the inky water. The swamp's alive. Frogs drone, reeds whisper, but it's still, like the night's holding its breath. Then a sound rips through, a deep, ragged howl, like a wolf, but darker, like it's clawed from a cursed throat. Your heart slams against your ribs. Something stirs in the reeds, heavy, deliberate, snapping roots like brittle bones. You peer into the dark, and there it is. This huge figure, 7 feet tall, draped in shaggy matted fur that swallows the moonlight. Its eyes blaze, piercing, walking onto you with a hunger that's too human. A foul, unusual stench hits, like wet fur and copper, like blood. It twists your gut because you know what it wants. The thing stands there, chest heaving, broad as a barn door, its silhouette melting into the swamp. Then, in a heartbeat, it's gone, slipping to the reeds without a sound, leaving only the thud of your racing heart. Was it real? Did you just face the Loup Garou? Or did the bayou weave a nightmare from the shadows? Tonight, we're diving into one of the South's darkest mysteries, a creature that's haunted the swamps and our souls for centuries. Let's root this in the bayou's heart, because the Loup Garou is more than just a story. This is the land of the Acadians, French exiles who carved a home from the swamps in the 1700s, carrying their faith, their songs, and their fears. The Loup Garou, French for werewolf, is their boogeyman, a beast born of Catholic guilt and bayou magic. From Laforge Parish to Bayou Teche, Cajun elders still murmur its name, their voices hushed, like they're afraid it's listening. And maybe it is. The bayou itself is alive here. Its fog swallowing tracks, its water hiding secrets. Locals say the swamp protects the Loup Garou like it's a guardian of sins too dark to face. What would you do if you heard that howl, felt those eyes? Would you run, or would you stare back? Now let's talk about the bayou itself, because it's more than a setting. It's a character, a living thing that breathes with the Loup Garou. Imagine the air, humid, heavy, like you're inhaling the swamp secrets. The water's black, reflecting twisted cypress roots like skeletal fingers. Spanish moss sways in the breeze, whispering tales older than the Acadians. This is a place where time stalls, where the line between man and monster blurs. The bayou's ecosystem is a paradox, lush, teeming with life, yet haunted by decay. Alligators glide silent, their eyes glowing like the Loup Garou's. Owls hoot, their calls echoing like warnings. Locals will say the swamp chooses what it reveals. One night, a fisherman finds a clear path. The next, he's lost in fog that wasn't there before. However, the bayou's been shrinking. Wetlands lost to erosion. A football field vanishing every 100 minutes. Some say the Loup Garou's howls are louder now, like it's angry, guarding what's left of its home. The Loup Garou's story starts across the ocean in medieval France. This beast was a terror, blamed for missing children, ravaged livestock, even murders. In the 1500s and 1600s, werewolf tales swept across the countryside. People accused of lycanthropy were burned, tortured, their confessions fueling fear. One case, in 1598, saw a man named Jacques Roulette confess to eating children as a wolf. He was spared death, but locked away, and eventually his tale spread to the New World. When Acadians, exiled from Canada in the 1700s, settled in Louisiana, they brought these stories, blending them with the Choctaw myths of shapeshifters and owl witches. Creatures that could steal your form or curse your blood. The Wendigo, a cannibal spirit from the native lore, also crept in, giving the Loup Garou a hunger for human flesh. The result was a beast uniquely Cajun, not just a werewolf, but a moral enforcer, a demon of the swamp. Imagine the Loup Garou under a bloodless moon, a creature born of human sin, twisted by a curse that claws at the soul. It stands 6 to 7 feet tall, its body lean and hunched, a mockery of man and wolf fused in blasphemy. Its fur is coarse, patchy, black as the bayou's depths, streaked with mud and clinging to a frame too gaunt, too angular, like starvation sharpened its bones. Its legs bend backwards, wolf-like, ending in clawed paws that gouge the earth, leaving prints with 4 toes and a devil's hook for a claw. Now its arms are unnervingly human. They dangle low, tipped with hands that grasp like a man's, but sprout talons curved for tearing flesh. The face is a nightmare. A wolf's snout, long and snarling, with lips curled back over fangs that gleamed wet and dark. Its ears twitch, pointed, catching every tremble of your breath. But the eyes, some say they glow red, like embers from hell, set in a face too human, with a brow that weeps blood or sweat, as if the man inside is screaming. They lock onto you with hunger. The stench rolls off, that blood smell, wet fur, and mud. It moves like a shadow, unnaturally swift, its claws silent on the mud, slipping through the reeds with grace that defies its cursed form. Its howls split through the night, starting low, like a man's sob, then rising to a shriek that curdles your blood, a sound no beast could make. It leaves signs, paw prints that vanish at crossroads, or strange marks scratch into trees. This is no mere animal. It's a demon in flesh, a warning the bayou sees your soul and knows its cracks. In 1827, near Bayou, a small Cajun settlement along the Mississippi, a series of attacks shook the community. According to a local ledger, unearthed by a folklorist, Barry Jean, the livestock were found gutted, their throats torn with tracks too large for any known predator. A trapper named Jean-Paul LeBlanc claimed he saw the beast, a furred giant with glowing eyes, standing over a slaughtered cow, its muzzle dripping with blood. Seeing this beast, LeBlanc fired his musket, but the creature vanished into the swamp, leaving only a stench and claw marks on the cypress trees. The town's priest held a vigil, blessing the bayou, and the attacks stopped, but not before whispers spread that LeBlanc himself had broken Lent for years, inviting the curse. Was he the Loup Garou, or was he just a witness? The ledger doesn't say, but the settlement's elders still call that stretch of the swamp LeBlanc's Folly. Now, the lore says the Loup Garou it's no fluke. It's a human, cursed for defying God, breaking Lent for 7 years, striking a deal with the devil, or crossing a bayou witch. One tale, whispered in Bayou Teche, tells of a farmer in the 1800s, greedy and godless, who skipped Lent to feast. By the 7th year, his skin burned, his bones twisted, and under the full moon, he changed. Fur sprouted, teeth sharpened, and he tore through his village, slaughtering livestock and haunting kin. Only a silver bullet or a priest's blessing could stop him, they said. But no one dared try. Cajun elders use these tales like a lash. Obey the church, honor the community, or the Loup Garou will come for you. It's a moral trap, binding the faithful, scaring kids straight. And the bayou, its fogs and its shadows, makes it feel all too real. But the Cajuns didn't just fear the Loup Garou. They fought back with rituals born of faith and cunning. The lore says you can ward it off by placing 13 pennies on your doorstep. The beast, unable to count past 12, gets stuck in a loop, frustrated, and flees at dawn. Another trick is to hang a strainer outside your home. The Loup Garou, compelled to count the holes, wastes the night in confusion, sometimes hurting itself in rage and reverting to human form. Salt, too, is a weapon. Sprinkle it on the creature and it might just burst into flames. If you're cursed, breaking it is harder. Some say a witch can lift it, but you need to find one brave enough to face the beast. Others claim a priest's exorcism works, or you must draw human blood to pass the curse, doing another for 101 days. In Bayou Lafourche, elders tell of confusion spells, leaving 13 identical objects like stones or shells, and this is to trap the creature's mind. These rituals aren't just superstition, they're a lifeline. Proof that Cajuns refuse to cower. After hearing about the Loup Garou, we're ready to dive into the heart of the mystery. 2 encounters with the beast itself. These aren't old wives' tales. They're from people who saw something they can't shake, shared on sites like Phantoms and Monsters, 1031 Consortium, and obscure forums. So buckle up, because these hit like a claw to the chest. First, a night watchman in Oil City, Louisiana, near the murky swamps of Caddo Lake, from Phantoms and Monsters, posted by Lon Strickler about a man named Ray. Pre-2010s, dusk settling over the oil fields, the air thick with a sour swamp reek. Ray's new. He's patrolling alone, and his flashlight is slicing through the haze. He hears rustling. It's not deer, it's not hogs, but it's heavy, like something big distracting him. Then he sees it. A creature, 7 feet tall, maybe more, looming in the half-light. Its fur is black, matted with mud, clinging to a frame, broad as a truck hood. Its head's wolfish, muzzle heavy, with glowing red eyes that bore into him, sharp and knowing, like they're peeling back his soul. The stench hits, that copper smell. Right when him and the beast lock eyes, it growls, low and guttural, and charges, chasing Ray to an old derrick. He scrambles up, heart hammering, praying it can't climb. It circles below, snarling, clawing scrap metal, then vanishes before dawn. No tracks, no fur, nothing, except Ray's story and a supervisor's grim nod. The Loup Garou's real, son, but it doesn't show up often. That's what a supervisor said. And Ray quit the next week, never going back into those swamps. Locals call that area bad ground, where howls echo without a source. Was this just a bear, a trick of the mind, or did Ray meet the beast Cajun kids dread? Our second encounter is from 2016 in Oma, deep in Bayou country, tied to 1031 Consortium and a shaky video that lit up forums like city data. A resident is in her backyard near the swamp's edge when she hears howls. And it's not a coyote, and it's not a dog, but it's human-like, twisting her gut. It's midnight, her phone's her only light. She films, hands shaking, and catches something. A figure, around 8 feet tall, moving through the neighborhood. Its fur is dark, glistening like oil under streetlights. Its eyes glow. She says that they were yellow, piercing, set in a face too long that was half wolf and half man. The video is blurry, but locals swear it's no costume, moving, yet silent. Feels alive, unnatural. That's when she hears her name whispered from the dark. A Loup Garou trick. And this is when she bolts inside, locking every door. The clip hits the web, sparking arguments. A hoax, bear, or something older. Forum users in Oma report similar sightings. They state they see glowing eyes in the reeds or tracks by the bayou that vanish in the mud. No one's caught this creature, and no one can explain it. The swamp is too thick, and the night is too dark. Why do these stories linger with no proof? The bayou's a labyrinth. Tree roots, black water, fog that hides everything. Locals in Oil City and Oma don't talk much, stating that if you say Loup Garou out loud, it's like calling it to your doorstep. Cajun lore warns it can mimic voices, lures you out, and vanishes like smoke. Skeptics say Ray saw a bear and the woman filmed a prankster. But bears don't run silent, and they definitely don't whisper names. To add, social media posts from 2025 show the legend is alive. Users in Duloc and Thibodaux report howls, eyes in the dark, with no photos. Now, compare this to skinwalkers or European werewolves. The Loup Garou's curse feels chosen, not tragic. A sin you invite. Is it a cryptid, a demon, or our fear of the swamp's heart? These encounters leave us grasping at shadows. The Loup Garou isn't just a monster. It's woven in Cajun blood, a shadow that shapes the bayou's soul. In Oma, they embrace it with the Rougarou Fest, a late October bash for masks, music, and costumes, turning fear into fun. Thousands gather, kids in wolf ears, adults howling at bonfires, celebrating a beast that once kept them indoors. Jonathan Fourette, who runs the festival, says it's about keeping Cajun culture alive, passing oral tales to kids who'd rather scroll on social media than listen to the elders. But the festival has a deeper edge. It raises funds for the wetlands restoration, tying the Loup Garou to the bayou survival. As swamps vanish, some say the creature's a metaphor for a loss. Arcadian exile, eroded land, a culture fading. And back roads, though, where the cypress closes in, it's no party. Elders still whisper, stay inside at night with the Loup Garou. It'll get you. Folklorists like Barry Jean say these stories are chains, binding communities to faith, rule, and survival. The Loup Garou's a warning. Break lint, defy God, and you'll pay. It's a Catholic guilt with fangs, born from exile and hardship. But it's scared, too. Some Cajuns won't speak its name to outsiders, guarding it like a relic. The bayou itself is a player. Fog that eats light, water that hides tracks, reeds that whisper like they're alive. It's where the Loup Garou feels real, where every snap could be it, waiting. Let's dig deeper into what the Loup Garou means. For Cajuns, it's more than a monster. It is a mirror of their history. The Arcadians were exiled, forced from Canada to Louisiana's unforgiving swamps, their identity forged in survival. The Loup Garou, a human-turned-beast, echoes that duality, civilized yet wild, faithful yet cursed. Antoinette writes in Louisiana Folklife Journal that it's an allegory for living between worlds, French and American, land and water, God and devil. Today, it's also a cry for the bayou itself. The wetlands loss threatens Cajun communities, pushing them inland, another exile. At Loup Garou Fest, you'll see eco-activists in wolf masks, the creature reimagined as a guardian of the swamp, not something to be afraid of. Some social media users call it the bayou's revenge, a spirit punishing those who harm the land. The Loup Garou's a beast we can't outrun. From 1800s tales of cursed farmers to race chase, the blurry video, it's a beast that lives in the bayou and our bones. 7 to 8 feet of fur and fury with eyes that burn through the fog and tracks we can't follow. Its howls echo through centuries. Its stench clings to our fears. Is it a lost creature, scraping by in the swamp's last wild places? A demon, punishing sinners as elders warned, or a story we tell to keep the bayou's mysteries alive, reminding us we're not the kings we think we are. Like all that dwells beneath, the Loup Garou haunts the line between man and monster, daring us to cross it. Picture it now, a creature born of sin, watching from the reeds, its breath hot with hunger. It's out there, in the fog, in the dark, waiting. This cuts deeper than a campfire tale. It's about losing your humanity, becoming something uncaged. Let's go back to Ray. He didn't just see a beast. He saw judgment, like the swamp weighed his soul. The bayou is a place where you can't hide. Well, not from the Loup Garou, and not from yourself. It's a creature of choice, whether it's sin, rebellion, or desperation turns you into it. What's the Loup Garou to you? Is it a cryptid, a curse, or a warning we've forgotten how to hear? Next time you're near a bayou, where the water's black and the air's too still, listen close. A howl, a whiff of copper, a shadow too tall. Maybe it's nothing, or maybe you're not alone. Thanks for joining us as we travel through the swamps, listeners. Now I have some news I'd like to share. You can now dive into the shadows with What Dwells Beneath on Patreon. This is something that Neku and I discussed and felt like now is a good time to launch it. You could support our chilling true crime and paranormal content with 2 eerie tiers. Our first tier is the supporter tier at $2.50 a month. This gets you a personalized shout out in the very next episode and our heartfelt thanks. Or become a dweller for $5 a month and unlock the articles, an exclusive bite-sized podcast about up-to-date true crime and paranormal events, behind-the-scenes photos, monthly digital downloads, a monthly Q&A, and a shout-out when you join. And also, a nice cozy 10% off future merch. And yes, we do have merch coming from our artist Arcadia, or Rye, as I like to call her. More information on that very soon. With that being said, a huge thank you to our first Patreon supporter and the first dweller, Drake Benton, for joining the darkness. We are beyond thankful and deeply honored that you decided to support the show. Visit patreon.com/whatdwellsbeneath to join today. And lastly, a huge thank you to Neku and Cryptid for making this episode as creepy as a midnight forest. Got a paranormal encounter or something true crime you'd like to share? Join the Tavern Dwellers on Discord or visit our website taverndwellers.com. In these 2 locations, you could find a form to submit your encounter. Also, be sure to rate us on Spotify or Apple, 5 stars if you can, and also follow us. Comment and respond to the poll if you're listening on Spotify. These small things actually help the podcast tremendously. We're back next week with another tale to haunt your nights. Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and keep one eye on the woods.